Their latest console hasn't even come out yet, but Sony already seems to be out in front of the 9th gaming generation. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 20 new PS5 games. For this list, we're expanding upon our original list, delving even deeper into the PS5's growing library of upcoming games. Number 20, Godfall. Look at me now, count me down. The marketing for Godfall has built it up as something different, highlighting the game's combo of hack-and-slash action and loot-driven progression. Granted, the looter-shooter genre isn't entirely new. The seeds were already planted in loot shooters like Borderlands and Destiny.
Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history.
Even if Godfall doesn't revolutionize gaming, the footage shown thus far looks spellbinding. For us, the major selling point is the vivid high fantasy universe that Counterplay Games has created. Aperion is grounded in the 4 elements, as well as a 5th element, spirit. A lot of thought has clearly gone into the world building, getting us excited to step into a godlike knight's armor and explore.
No storm can stop us.
Number 19, Bugsnax.
A very recently discovered species, entirely unique to this island. Oh, this one's lively.
Also coming to PS4, Bugsnax definitely looks like a weird one, and we mean that in a good way. Honestly, what else would you expect from the same developer that brought us the bizarrely engaging Octodad?
Oh, and it's tasty too.
Young Horse's latest game is another odd fusion of ideas, taking place on an island overrun with creatures that are half bug and half snack. The original inspiration derived from Pokemon Snap, which is evident in the trailer. As the project evolved, however, the developers also borrowed elements from Ape Escape, Dark Cloud, and Viva Pinata. Sure to be a unique experience, we can't wait to get our weenie hands on this one. Number 18, Stray. Developed by Blue 12 Studio and Annapurna Interactive, this game looks simultaneously bleak and adorable. Stray takes place in a cyber city where humanity has seemingly been replaced by robots. Throughout this third-person adventure game, however, you'll assume the role of a cat. Yes, a cat. Immediately, the premise for Stray raises a dozen attention-grabbing questions. What happened to the humans? How did robots become dominant? Is this cat the only non-artificial lifeform left? We never expected to be this eager to play as a cat, especially in a medium where you can be anything. And yet, roaming back alleys and rooftops has rarely been so enticing. Number 17, Oddworld Soulstorm.
For the fate of your entire people is up to you.
Abe's Odyssey was already given the remake treatment in Oddworld New and Tasty, so it was only a matter of time until Abe's Exodus received an overhaul as well. While there's always been a grim sentiment to the Oddworld universe, Soulstorm seems to be really embracing the dark side, but not at the expense of the franchise's signature inventiveness. Soulstorm introduces a crafting system that enables the player to make a variety of weapons. Despite having a linear narrative, you can play through 5 levels in any order, with the train serving as the main hub. Whether you play it on PS4 or PS5, we're all aboard for this puzzle platformer.
You must find your full voice.
Number 16, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Sackboy is set to make a comeback in a big way, having last been seen in Little Big Planet 3 back in 2014. Ditching its predecessor's 2.5D mechanics, A Big Adventure takes place in a 3D environment. Unlike Sony's other 3D platformers like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, the gameplay in A Big Adventure appears to have more in common with Super Mario 3D World, as evident from the isometric camera position and 4-person multiplayer. However, there's no word yet on if this will include a course creator mode like the previous entries in the franchise. But it hasn't lost its visual flair, which looks every bit as charming in 3D as it did in 2D. Number 15. Pragmata. This Capcom game is clouded in mystery, which is one of the reasons why we're so drawn to it. With no explanation, the trailer plops us right in the middle of an abandoned city with a faceless astronaut, along with a little girl and a holographic cat. Just when you think things can't get any stranger, a satellite falls out of the sky. Fortunately, the spaceman comes prepared with a few nifty gadgets, and his new companion is more than what she seems. The footage is very reminiscent of Death Stranding, although Hideo Kojima's name is nowhere to be found. Yet. There's not much to go on otherwise, but Pragmata may take us out of this world in more ways than one.
Freedom. Our freedom.
Number 14. Deathloop.
Good morning, Black Reef. Another day, another death. Aren't time loops fun?
If you think about it, every video game character is trapped in a death loop. No matter how many times you die, there's always another chance to get it right. Point being, death is never permanent, unless you're playing Fire Emblem, of course. Deathloop plays with this notion in ways that few other games have.
Every loop I'm learning a little more, piecing together the puzzle.
Colt finds himself in an endless cycle of shootouts and mayhem. The only way to stop it is by assassinating 8 people before midnight, all while staying alive. Otherwise, you just go back to the beginning. In the multiplayer mode, you can also assume the role of Juliana, whose goal is to keep the time loop going indefinitely by continuously taking out Colt. It sounds like a challenge, but it also sounds like a blast.
I don't like watching you die. I like killing you. There's a difference.
Number 13. Returnal.
The crash. The attack. My death.
While Deathloop's Groundhog Day-like premise possesses an explosive grindhouse aesthetic, Returnal grounds itself in science fiction and psychological horror. The key difference lies in the game's setting. You play as a space pilot who repeatedly crashes on a planet, gets attacked, dies, and then starts all over.
This world is becoming part of me, infecting my mind.
Every time she's reborn, however, the environment takes on a new form, adding an element of unpredictability to a familiar idea. This third-person shooter is being developed by Housemarque, which previously brought us Nex Machina, Alienation, and Resogun. While Housemarque is no stranger to sci-fi, this game's ever-changing world and roguelike features should make for an experience unlike anything they've attempted before.
Before the cycle breaks me.
Number 12. Gran Turismo 7. Over 2 decades later, the Gran Turismo series is showing no signs of running out of gas. Looking back at the original 1997 game, it's actually kind of surreal how far this franchise has come, especially after watching the stunning footage for Gran Turismo 7. The latest Gran Turismo promises to build upon past titles, bringing back several elements like career mode, the tuning parts shop, and GT Auto. At the same time, this sequel will bring plenty of new cars to the track and take full advantage of the PS5's hardware. Number 11. Astro's Playroom. Between Sackboy and Astrobot, the PS5 just got a lot cuter. The sequel to Astrobot Rescue Mission, Astro's Playroom will come pre-downloaded onto every PS5, so you might as well check it out, if only to get a grasp of the PS5's DualSense controller. By exploring 4 different worlds, players will experience the DualSense's ability to simulate wind blowing, electric shocks, and other immersive features. There are currently no signs of a VR mode, which may disappoint fans of its predecessor. But even without that element, the game's colorful visuals, creative platforming, and innovative new tech are just too appealing to say no to. Number 10. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Hear threats, others don't.
We first got a tease of this game at E3 2019, but now we got a better look at what the game is all about. Fighting lots of Slenderman-like figures and headless schoolgirls with mystical powers.
It's up to you to save Tokyo.
The game is certainly more on the stylistic side, and it appears that we may even get a chance to travel through the haunted Tokyo on a motorcycle. That said, the visuals do give us a bit of pause for concern, but still, there is time to fix them up before its 2021 release. Number 9. Little Devil Inside. Originally announced on Kickstarter back in 2015, Little Devil Inside is an open-world adventure survival game that appears to be making great use of the ps5's hardware while retaining its unique art style. The setting is that you, the player, have been recruited by your college professor to embark on a dangerous expedition to catalog and bring back dangerous monsters. Given the variety of creatures we've seen so far, it certainly looks like the game will have plenty to offer when it launches on PS4, PS5, and PC. Number 8. Hitman 3.
All your hard work, all your sacrifice, only sped up the process.
Okay, it's actually the 8th game in the mainline Hitman series, but it nevertheless looks compelling. IO Interactive have already delivered a solid and highly replayable experience with the previous 2 Hitman titles, and it looks like they're sending off this current trilogy in style. IO Interactive have stated that those who play 2018's Hitman 2 will be able to transfer their save data into Hitman 3. Plus, the simple fact that we'll get to assassinate wealthy socialites atop a skyscraper in Dubai is incredibly tempting, and 2021 can't come soon enough. Hope you're not afraid of heights. Number 7. Project Athea. A new project by the newly formed Luminous Productions, a subsidiary of Square Enix, and made up of developers who worked on Final Fantasy XV. Details on this project are very scarce, but we do know that this game will make use of their in-house proprietary engine, Luminous Studio. A tech demo of this game was first shown off in 2012 with the short film Agni's Philosophy, and it only seems to have gotten better over the years. If this is what they could do in 2012 with this engine, imagine what they can pull off on the PS5. Number 6. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
It appears that the dimensions are collapsing on one another. If we cannot get to...
Right, the ship. I mean, we can't be that far.
One of the most promising aspects of the PlayStation 5 is its solid-state drive that'll reportedly make loading screens a thing of the past. Insomniac Games' beloved Lombax and Robot Duo are set to push that feature to the limits.
Slow down, please! Dad's not listening!
Following up from the 2016 reboot, this entry's main feature is the ability to travel between dimensions instantly, something that would no doubt be very taxing on current-gen hardware. But that's not all. The trailer showed us that this game will also be getting a variety of rideable alien mounts, and a new female Lombax. No word yet on a release date, but considering the gameplay that was shown off, it can't be too far away. Number 5. Demon's Souls Remake. Originally released 2 years before Dark Souls put From Software on the map, Demon's Souls was initially met with skepticism due to its unprecedented high difficulty at the time, but slowly gained a fan following through word of mouth. Now it's being given new life from the team that brought us 2018's Shadow of the Colossus remake, and with the Soulsborne franchise as big as ever, Demon's Souls now seems set to kick the asses of not only fans of the original, but those who missed out the first time around. Hopefully, the wait won't be too long. Number 4. Resident Evil Village.
They're coming. Who is?
Now here's one that caught us off guard, but at first we didn't realize it was a Resident Evil game until the title screen appeared. Once we knew what we were in for, it all started to make sense. The game sees Resident Evil 7 protagonist Ethan Winters return as he finds himself in a creepy village being hunted by werewolves, an axe-wielding monster, witches, and, most shocking of all, Chris Redfield. Making use of the RE engine used in recent Resident Evil titles, we already know it's going to be a horrifying experience when the game launches on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in 2021.
Why?
Number 3. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. If you were watching this trailer and thought, this reminds me a lot of The Legend of Zelda, it turns out that it's no coincidence. Ember Lab, the developer of Kena, were responsible for the incredible Majora's Mask fan film Terrible Fate, released back in 2016. With its Zelda inspiration on full display, from the character designs to the combat, while adding adorable little companions known as the Rot, that will accompany the hero Kena on her adventure. Well, Nintendo, you had the opportunity, but clearly PlayStation does what Nintendo don't. Number 2. Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Go be a hero, Miles.
Okay, let's do this.
After 2018's amazing Marvel Spider-Man, we knew its sequel would have a greater focus on Miles, what with his slow-paced side story and the ending where he revealed his identity to Peter Parker. Shortly after the game was announced, there was a bit of confusion as to what this game was. However, Insomniac Games has confirmed that this will be a standalone title, albeit on a smaller scale compared to its predecessor, similar to Uncharted Lost Legacy. We also know that the game is coming out this year, so it's very likely that this will be a launch title. Want more video game content? Check out our gaming channel Mojo Plays and discover games and ideas you never knew existed. With more lists, breakdowns, and our latest series, Arcade Roulette.
Justin and John are in!
Oh.
Hey, is that Porky Pig? There's a lot of things being ripped off in this game.
Number 1. Horizon Forbidden West. After the incredible Horizon Zero Dawn ended on a cliffhanger with loads of unanswered questions, we all couldn't help but wonder when we would return to Aloy's world. While no release date is set, we do have a good idea of what to expect. We know Forbidden West will take place across what used to be California, as the reveal shows plenty of San Francisco landmarks that have since been reclaimed by nature.
There's nothing I wouldn't do to save this world. No depths I won't explore.
We know that the game will have a new focus on underwater traversal, but most importantly, we can't wait to take on some giant mechanical mammoths, and find out what Silence is doing. Greatness certainly awaits.
I will be ready.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.